Hello, Gemini. Thank you for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn. Supportive Oracle cards, Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards by Tori Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen. There's Gretchen's last name on there. So if you'd like to see those people, their information, their work, that work. Where's my brain going? Don't know. If you want that information, it's there. That's basically what it's for. Whew. Okay, let's go right into this. Why do we keep starting with 2 in that spot? All day today it's been like that. Ooh, Gemini. What do you got going on here? Okay, this seems complicated. My first thought is this is going to be complicated, but let's see. Although, what's really complicated for a Gemini? You guys can hold on to a lot. I know that. Whew. So, you got Enlightenment, Self-Worth, and the Ace of Swords starting this whole thing off. Something seems to have opened a new door in your brain. It's kind of like there was a situation that seemed kind of blah, kind of not working to your benefit, wasn't going that well, not really liking it, kind of maybe avoiding it to some point, and then just the right angle comes in or some information comes your way, and that's the enlightenment, and all of a sudden you have all these ideas about this situation you've been dealing with for a long time, but a whole new angle, new information, a fresh perspective, and you're just kind of like, oh, what's going on there? Wait a minute. Maybe that doesn't have to be a bad situation. Maybe I can make that a better thing for me. And in turn, maybe that can benefit some other people too, but at least I can have a little bit more fun with it. Maybe I could be a bit more happy with this. A much better energy here for you. The Ace of Swords is telling me you're very active, especially mentally. Swords are air, Gemini's air. This is very, very cooperative energy. New perspective. New perspective, though, on an old situation, but I feel like it brings in a whole breath of fresh air for you. You're loving it. Now, when you get this possibility, you have to research it a little bit. I think that's normal for Gemini, but you can let me know in the comments. But you get new information, and you have to find some way of finding out more information, either through talking through people, which Gemini I think is good with, through researching online, through finding out this, finding out that. You have to find out more details because you're like, all right, I see something good here, but I want to know more about it because the more I can figure out, the more I can do with it. So let me find out more information. You got the gossip with the 6 of Pentacles. And I feel like you're on point with this. Air signs in general seem to be able to discern gossip usually. In the sense of like, all right, this is gossip. I got to find out if this gossip came from something true or if this came from something that is a potential problem. Like, it's kind of like, all right, I'm hearing gossip about this, I'm hearing gossip about that, but let me track it back to see if there's actually something true with this. So where did that come from? Where did that start? Is there something that's backing this up? Or is it just, blabbering on, people just blabbering on? It does seem like the air signs usually can discern or start to figure out, like, if gossip has more fact or fiction behind it. Even though it's still gossip, if there's fact backing it at some point, you can usually find it. Something to that effect. Now, and there's a lot of it going back and forth. When I'm getting the 6 of Pentacles with the gossip, it's like half of it's good, half of it's bad. There's some of it serving you, some of it is not serving you. That's what I'm feeling with this accent card with it. Excuse me. So this is how you're finding out more information. When you keep going, when you're drilling down deeper and deeper to this, you're seeing this discontent with the situation. It says despondence. I'm feeling discontent. Do what you want with that. Excuse me. But what I'm getting here is like, you're finding out that there's a problem, deep-rooted problem, really down below the gossip. You're finding a deep-rooted problem. Maybe the gossip itself isn't so trustworthy, but you're finding out, where's this gossip coming from? And you're finding, ooh, there's a problem here. The gossip itself may not be worth anything, but finding out where it's coming from and who's unhappy, that might be something you need to know to make things go a little differently. Whew. All right. So this information, you seem to at some point dig this up and be like, well, the gossip is just gossip. But where it's coming from, why is this person bent out of shape? What's the deal there? What's the truth behind that? That is not so easy to uncover. Even for a Gemini, I feel like either this person isn't talking, or it just seems like maybe it's just not making sense why they're bent out of shape. There's a little bit of mystery here with it. I mean, you're good, definitely good. But, you have to have a willing participant in some respect to get more information. And even then, if it's not the right person telling you what you need to know, it then goes into the pile of questionable, like, this is what they think, but what is the truth? You know what I mean? It's the questionable pile. Like, there might be some valid comments here, but it's hard to say since it's second, possibly third hand. So you're trying to work it. That's why you have the moon, because you're like, you are getting some information, but you're like, yeah, it's not solid. In the environment, there's a lot of weird energy going on here. There's balance, King of Wands, forgiveness. People seem to be, like, this forgiveness card really stands out to me. Now, are they forgiving you? I don't think that has anything to do with that. You're finding out about people having problems with other people, and people trying to put that behind them. The balance is kind of like people trying to get along, and you're starting to question, is there really forgiveness? Is there really forgiveness there? Or is this just trying to, like, smooth over a situation and act like it's better when it's really not? The King of Wands here seems to be in control of it. Don't get caught up in the gender, but somebody seems to facilitate the situation, trying to make things work out, trying to make people get along, trying to point out you did something you shouldn't have done, so you got to apologize to that one, and we all need to get along. There's, like, people trying to smooth over problems. People may be offering forgiveness or giving forgiveness when it's just not authentic. But the balance is telling me, due to the situation, that's the best that's going to come out of it right now. So it's just about making people get along. Feels like there's a falsehood with that. And I feel like you might be unearthing that too, or questioning, is that authentic? Is that real? Are they really getting along now? Or are they just doing it because they feel like they have to? When I'm seeing this in the environment, you can see it when you're watching it play out in the environment. Complacency, perception, and the 4 of Swords. I feel like you're seeing it right off the bat, that these people who are supposed to be forgiving or getting along now, they're technically doing the right thing. They're technically getting along, but they're not really the best of friends, that's for sure. Perception on your part is like where you're seeing it in the sense of, like, these people are just kind of, choking it down and doing what they feel like they have to do. The 4 of Swords is telling me they're mostly ignoring each other. And I feel like you're seeing this and you're just kind of like, It seems like there's a little bit more to the situation than meets the eye. Like, somebody's really bent out of shape for some reason, but the truth on why isn't really coming forward. And you're like, more questions than answers are happening right here. So this is that same situation that seems to be revitalizing your interest in the whole situation. This seems to be bringing you more possibilities. And you're like, all right, so if this is how that's working there, maybe that person can actually help me, or maybe that person won't be a bigger problem for me anymore. You're seeing a door of opportunity in here, and I get that, because you got the Ace of Pentacles coming forward. And through this situation and how people are getting along, you're seeing your door of opportunity. This is a really good moment for you. Where certain people aren't getting along, it kind of opens the door for you to get in somewhere to make out on the situation. I don't think it's bad. Because maybe somebody needs to leave the situation, and maybe this is your opportunity to take somebody's place. If they're not happy there anyway, why not? I get this door of opportunity. You kind of do walk through. You give it a shot. You say, hey, I understand you're not really happy here. I could come into this situation. Maybe we could be happy. Maybe you don't want to be around that person anymore. How about I take that person's position, and then you don't have to worry about them? Or even better yet, maybe you offer to give your position, and maybe you swap with this person. You take my position, I'll take your position. There's a door of opportunity. Only you know what that door of opportunity is going to be when it comes forward. I feel like when I see the Nine of Cups in the environment, though, it seems to be matching. Whatever you're offering, the other person's taking. The Nine of Pentacles is telling me something really good comes your way from this. This is your door of opportunity. When that comes in, is this good, bad, or indifferent? I don't know. Got to go a little farther. You got the Three of Pentacles, you got the recovery card, or no, acceptance card. And if you don't know what this last one is that I'm covering, where is it? Is it going to show? Can I show it? Victim. This makes me feel like one of the reasons somebody wants away from this situation is because they feel victimized in this situation. That's why they're not happy. They're feeling like somebody did them dirty. And they're not really explaining this to you. One of the reasons they're not explaining it to you is that if they do, they're feeling you won't take this situation. And they literally want out of it. They flat out want out of it. You want it, they're like, it's yours. The thing is, you might fare better in this situation anyway, just to be fair. So even though this person feels victimized in this situation, they're accepting this way out, they're willing to do whatever it takes to get out of it. That Three of Pentacles seems like an opportunity. I'm feeling abundance. I'm feeling like they're getting this opportunity to get out of a situation. This will work for them. I know that's usually a working card, like this is apprenticeship, working, putting in effort, stuff like that. They're putting in the effort to get out of it. And they might be putting in the effort to not let you know the real reason why they want to leave. When this change comes in, though, the Nine of Swords pops in. Somehow this thing does shift around. I feel like people are kind of like, I don't know if you're not being received well or if the other person leaving isn't being received well. One of the two isn't going well. Either this person leaving, people don't really like that, or could be you coming in, could be a little mix of both. Like it might be one of those situations where, whatever the situation is, they don't like new people a part of the situation, so you just coming into it might make a couple people out of joint. Also, at the same time, somebody leaving the situation could also make them a little bit uncomfortable. When I'm getting this Nine of Swords, I feel like there's some stress with going into this situation based on that. I also feel like it's temporary, but it does feel like there's stress going into it. As this goes into this next phase, I do feel like the energy is going to level out. The reason it will level out is, though, because of how you handle it. There are people bent out of shape that this change even happened. There's people bent right out of shape about it. They don't like that it changed. They don't like the players changing. They don't like these opportunities that came in. They don't seem to think it's right. But when one person leaves and you seem to get your door in, you get into the situation. You got bittersweet, Five of Swords, and the mysticism. The mysticism is what's really going to your benefit. Five of Swords is saying to me, people feel like the situation is still doable. They don't really like that the other person left, but they're okay with you being there. They're getting used to it. The bittersweet is kind of like they really don't want this change, but now that it's here, I guess it's not that bad. The mysticism is like you bring an air of mystery with you for some reason. You bring a little liveliness with you, and it seems to like perk things up a little bit. The farther going down this road you get, I feel like your personality is really going to make people a lot more comfortable with you. I feel like you're going to be talkative with the right people, and you're going to recover the situation. I feel like when it first starts off, people seem to ignore you. That's the Seven of Swords. I feel like when it first starts off, people seem to ignore you. But as it keeps going down the road, you seem to make friends, and you seem to recover a lot of this situation. You seem to make the situation a lot better. Whoever this person felt victimized by before, I don't feel like they're causing this problem for you. I feel like you fit in with whoever this is, actually. The way you talk, the way you communicate, things work out for you. I'm getting you recover a lot of this situation. Not so much personal recovery in the sense of like you lost anything, but almost like you're helping the situation flourish better. One of the gifts of a Gemini, which I always say, is the fact that you can see a million different angles. And sometimes people really catch into that and understand the value of it, and that might be what really helps this situation. You seem to be of great value. The longer you're here, the more value you create in it. So I feel like you're going to fit a lot better than the person leaving. It just may take a good amount of time before people really understand and respect that, just to be fair. It's a good change, though. I think it's a good change. At the end here, I feel your energy from the beginning to end. By the time the change happens, I feel like you're a lot happier. Even when you go into the situation where people are a little bit reluctant to accept you, your energy even feels better here than it does in the very beginning. So I feel like it goes better and better as it keeps going. I wouldn't worry about it. All right. I think we're good. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.